Service with Ma Tovu. That's one of the welcoming songs of our service, usually sung in the morning, because these words come from this week's Torah portion, and I'll explain the backstory to that later in the service. So Ma Tovu as an opening song on page 74.
It's a beautiful rendition by a cantor named Natalie Young. Right. Let me show this again.
It's a very beautiful melody. It's about the fourth or fifth melody for Ma Tovu that I know, and I like all of them. But that one, I think it's for a cantor to sing, right?
It's different from the others.
Yes, very much so. For the blessing of the Shabbat candles, page 3. As these Shabbat candles give light to all who behold them, so may we by our lives give light to all who behold us. As their brightness reminds us of the generations of Israel who have kindled light, so may we in our own day be among those who kindle light. Together, O source of life and truth, creator of the eternal law of goodness, help us to find knowledge by which to live. Words we shall speak into our hearts and our lives. Bless all who enter this sanctuary in need, all who bring the offerings of their hearts. May our worship lead us to acts of kindness, peace, and love. Our welcome of Shabbat continues with the singing of Lecha Dodi on page 20. We remain standing for our call to worship, the Baruch Hu, page 28. Please be seated. A lot of people have been asking me about the biblical figure Ezra this week and last. I can tell you why after the service, but Ezra was such an important figure in the transition from biblical Judaism to Judaism as we know it, and he instituted the call to worship that we just sang. And this is about 2,500 years ago. And it was also Ezra coming back from the Babylonian exile that instituted the practice of the reading of a Torah scroll in front of the people. So those two central things are part of the legacy of Ezra. For the world around us on page 31, this is an hour of change. Within it we stand uncertain on the border of light. Shall we draw back or cross over? Where shall our hearts turn? Shall we draw back, my brother or my sister, or cross over? This is the hour of change, and within it we stand quietly on the border of light. What lies before us? Shall we draw back, my brother, my sister, or cross over? Baruch atah Adonai ha'ma'ariv haravim. From the world of light and darkness and nature to the world, inner world, spirit world of Torah Ahavat Olam, page 32. Let's join together in the Shema and the V'ahavta, page 34.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Baruch Shem Kivod Malchuto Leolam את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודיך, והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך, ושיננת לבניך, ודיברת בם, בשבתך, בביתך, ובלכתך בדרך, ובשוכבך, ובקומך, וקשרתם לאות על ידיך, והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך, וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובישעריך, למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי, הייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים, להיות לכם לאלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אדוני אלוהיכם אמת.
It is remarkable to think about how old some of our liturgy is. The Baruch Hu, I explained, from about 500 BCE, so about 2,500 years old. That's a long time ago. The next prayer is from the oldest section of the Tanakh, Mi Chamocha, from the Song of the Sea, thought to have been written in very archaic biblical Hebrew within a few generations of the Exodus of 1250 BCE, give or take maybe a few decades. So you're talking about even 700 years older than the Baruch Hu. And we've been preserving these prayers for 3,000 years. Our Song of Freedom, Mi Chamocha, page 40.
וגאלו מיד חזק ממנו. ברוך אתה אדוני גאל ישראל.
Page 42, grant, O God, that we lie down in peace, and raise us up, our guardian, to life renewed. Spread over us the shelter of your peace.
סוכת שלומך, ברוך אתה אדוני, הפורש סוכת שלום עלינו ועל כל עמו ישראל, ועל ירושלים.
On page 44, it's actually been a few weeks, for various reasons, good ones, that we haven't sung Vishamru in this melody, which will make at least one person I know very happy.
It's back.
For the Tefillah, Amidah, page 46, we rise.
Adonai,
Please be seated. On page 59, God of goodness, we give thanks for the gift of life, wonder beyond words, for the awareness of soul, our light within, for the world around us so filled with beauty, for the richness of the earth which day by day sustains us. For all these and more we offer thanks. Baruch atah Adonai, hatov shimcha, ulecha na'eh lehodot. The Tefillah Amidah concluding with the prayer of peace, Shalom Rav, on page 60. Now at the end of the Amidah, our thoughts turn to those of our loved ones and all others in need of healing, be this a healing of body or healing of soul. Every week we begin by naming those sitting in captivity still as hostages. We think especially of those families in the Texas Hill Country this week. Many of us have sent our children to summer camp. We do so, we think they're going to have the time of their lives, which they often do, but can you imagine the parents of those young ones lost at Camp Mystic and the other camps along the river? Mindful of flooding that has claimed lives this same week in New Mexico and North Carolina as well. In our own congregational family, we name Lee Shalush. She's back home after 17 days in the hospital and recovering slowly. Spoke to her today. And as I come around, if you would like to name those of your loved ones or friends for this healing prayer, please do so. מי שברך אבותינו ואמותינו הוא ישלח במהרה רפואה שלמה, רפואת הנפש ורפואת הגוף, ונאמר אמן. The Torah portion this week mentions two animals that figure prominently in the story. We'll talk about that soon. But the Cantor mentioned to me that the full moon of this month is called the buck moon, and she has had the experience of seeing a buck or two with antlers outside of her window. I have the same experience right here looking into the garden. It's not so good for the garden, but it is a majestic animal when you see them, especially with the antlers. And the Cantor found a really beautiful song from the 42nd Psalm, which states, "As a deer thirsts for water, so I thirst for you, O God." And so we'll pause now for a moment of silent reflection and then hear this beautiful piece.
Does anyone have our drum? I'm going to ask the drummer.
Mayim
Beautiful. Thank you for bringing that to us. Here's an unusual question for you. How many of you have seen a lion in the wild? In the wild? Nobody? At least from the safe distance of a safari jeep. Right. Well, you never forget seeing incredible animals in Africa, and lions, the females are so powerful, they're hunters, and then the males so majestic. And think about our ancestors encountering them in the wild. I mean, I've had 3 encounters, close encounters with bears in the last year, and that, if you're even close to a bear, is scary and awe-inspiring at the same time. Well, I'd like to talk about lions tonight because lions figure twice in this week's Torah portion, but also because the recent Israeli attack on Iran was called Rising Lion from this week's Torah portion. And also, I mean, this is like perfect, but you might have seen announced last week a truly remarkable archaeological find in Israel. It was in last week's Standard, enigmatic bronze lion heads found in 1900-year-old tomb in central Israel. You can't see the bronze lion's heads, but they're remarkably artistic. It's kind of like the lion is leaping out right at you. The archaeological excavation is very mysterious because archaeologists don't know, is this a Roman tomb? Is this a Jewish tomb? Again, we're talking 1st century CE to early 2nd century CE, so this is the Roman occupation still. The Jewish state collapsed in 70 CE under the Roman attack. Or is this maybe even Persian, which is ironic because of all this. And they think that these bronze pendants with the lion's head were used on poles that carried the coffins to the burial spot in the grave. But it's very rare, it's very mysterious, but it's testimony to the power of lion imagery in whatever culture produced this, but at the mixing of the cultures in the land of Israel. Now, where did somebody in the Israeli government get the idea of calling the operation against Iran Rising Lion? It's not the first time that a phrase from the Tanakh, has been used even to describe a military operation in Israel. The backstory to Rising Lion, which I'll quote in a moment, is very, very interesting. As the Israelites are making their way through the desert, they encounter the Moabites. At certain points, the Moabites have been allies, but not at this particular time. The king of Moab, which is the east part of Jordan, is worried, King Balak, about the size of the Israelites and whether they'll actually invade and attempt to settle in the Moabite territory. So he hires a professional soothsayer, a professional to curse the Israelites from above the hills. You might be kind of laughing at that, but people took blessings and curses, as we know from Tanakh, very seriously. And so Bil'am is his name, presumably a Moabite, a Gentile Moabite, works out the terms with Balak. And then, as you may have heard, when he attempts to speak words of curse, words of blessing come out of his mouth. Balak is very displeased. The king said, I'm paying you a lot of money for this, and you really screwed up here. And Balak, Balaam says, Balak, I can only do what the Lord tells me to do. And Balak says, I don't care, try again. And Balaam, the businessman, says, I'll need a little bit more compensation for this. They agree on terms again. And then he's willing to do it, but on his journey, if you recall, he's riding a donkey. The donkey stops in the middle of a narrow path. He says, get going. The donkey refuses to move. He beats the animal. The animal swerves into a rock wall, hurts his leg. He beats him some more. And then the donkey turns to him and says, this being the second talking animal in the Bible, what's the first? The snake in Genesis, of course. Yes, we knew that. Says, look up, look ahead. Look why I'm stopped. And there's an angel of the Lord, according to the story, waving a fiery sword. And the animal says to Balaam, if I had gone further, you would have been killed. You should be praising me instead of cursing me. Quite a lesson. He continues up to the top of the mountain. He starts to speak. Out come more words of blessing of Israel rather than the cursing of Israel. And at this point, I'll read to you from what he says. It is in Genesis 23, 24. I'll read part of it to you. Lo, a people that rises like a lion, leaps up like the king of beasts, rests not till it has feasted on prey and drunk the blood of the slain. So he's comparing the Israelites to a rising lion that has the backing of God, and a little bit later returns to that very same imagery again. In the third round is when the words of Ma Tovu come in, when he says, how goodly are your tents, O Jacob, O Israel, your tents, O Jacob. And so what we have is two animal imageries, and we have a notion that Israel's adversaries, will not triumph. Israel will triumph. Add to that the irony that the old flag of Iran, before the takeover by the Islamicist Khomeini, had a lion as well. So Israel was sending a message from the Tanakh and from modern politics that you who are our adversaries are not on the right side of history, and that the small nation of Israel will rise like a lion to devour its prey, which it did. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
For the Aleinu, the bottom of page 282, please rise.
Shall
On this Shabbat, we now call to mind, in love and reverence, those recently taken from our midst during the Shloshim, during the 30-day period. John Michael Paskey, father of Daniel Paskey. And on this Shabbat, in love and reverence, the Yortzeit, the anniversary of the passing of Marvin Freeman, father of Amy Chardoff, Nora Petrello, stepsister of Nancy Leroy. For all those close to our hearts, for all those for whom there may be no one to say Kaddish, we join in the Kaddish prayer on page 294. Yitkadal v'yitkadash shemei Rabba be'alma divrach hirutei v'yamnich malchutei b'hayachon u'v'yomechon v'chayei d'chol Beit Yisrael ba'gala u'vizman kari v'imru Amen. Yehei shmei Rabba mevorach leolam olamei almaya. Yitbarak v'yishtabak v'yitpa'ar v'yitroman v'yitnaseh v'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal shemei dekudesha brihu le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata tushbechata v'nechamata da'amiran be'alma v'imru Amen. Yehei shlama Rabba min Shemaya v'chayim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru Amen. Oseh shalom b'imromav hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru Amen. May the source of peace and peace to all who mourn and comfort to all who are bereaved. Amen. Please be seated. For more on lions, we ask Marshall to come up.
Shabbat shalom. You know, the only lions I've seen not in captivity are the high school sports that I would watch, because the Leonia teams are called the Lions. Thank you for the sermon. Thank you, Suzy, beautiful song after the Amida. Thank you, Dylan, for streaming tonight's service. Brief announcement, we have book club on Monday night at 7:30 for The Adventures of Cavalier and Clay. You should all have gotten the link for the meeting that went out in yesterday's notice. And other than that, thank you to Amy Chardoff for sponsoring tonight's Oneg. Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom.
And just to mention, you don't necessarily have to have read the book to enjoy the discussion. From time to time, I tune in. I haven't had the opportunity to read the book, but I'll be curious because I haven't read this book, I'll admit it, but it did win the Pulitzer Prize and really launched the career of the writer. So we look forward to that discussion. You may remember this closing song because Cantor Joe, who I happened to have a long conversation with this week, as a matter of fact, he really liked this song, and so does Cantor Suzy. The Turning of the World. Not in the prayer book, Turning of the World.
So it's a zipper song. So I'll do the first verse, and then I'll ask for a couple of suggestions to zip in. You probably already know. Let's start thinking. Let us sing this song for the turning of the world, that we may turn as one. With every voice, with every song, we will move this world along, and our lives will feel the echo of our turning. This is where we zip in an idea
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.